What if an entire generation decided to rebel and changed the future of a nation forever? The 1960s in America weren't just about peace, love, and rock and roll. They were about protest, revolution, and a fight for equality. This was a decade where young people found their voice, a time when millions took to the streets to demand change, from civil rights to women's liberation, from war protests to cultural rebellion. The 1960s didn't just shape America. They redefined what it means to stand up for what you believe in. Part 1. The Spark. It all began with a simple act of defiance. February 1st, 1960. 4 African-American students sat down at a segregated lunch counter and refused to leave. They just wanted coffee. But what they started became a movement. Within months, tens of thousands of students joined sit-ins across the country. Restaurants, libraries, theaters, all became battlegrounds for equality. Soon, activists risked their lives in freedom rides, challenging segregation in the South. And the world was watching. Part 2. Civil Rights and Change. By 1963, the fight had reached a boiling point. In Birmingham, Alabama, peaceful protesters faced brutal violence. Police dogs, fire hoses, children attacked in the streets. The images shocked the nation. Later that year, over 250,000 people gathered in Washington, and one voice rose above all. I have a dream. That moment became history. But change didn't come easy. It took tragedy, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, before the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was finally passed. And in 1965, the Voting Rights Act followed, giving millions the right to vote. Part 3. A Nation Divided. But even as progress was made, America was becoming more divided. The Vietnam War escalated rapidly. Hundreds of thousands of young Americans were sent overseas, and many began to ask, why are we fighting this war? Protests erupted across college campuses. Students marched, shouted, resisted. The country was splitting apart. Part 4. Youth and Counterculture. At the same time, a cultural revolution was unfolding. Young people rejected tradition. They embraced freedom, self-expression, and rebellion. Long hair, psychedelic fashion, new ideas about love and identity. Turn on, tune in, drop out. Music became their voice. Rock legends sang about freedom, rebellion, and a new way of life. And in 1969, it all came together at Woodstock. 400,000 people. Music, chaos, and a dream of peace. Part 5. Women and New Movements. The fight for equality didn't stop there. Women began demanding equal pay, equal rights, equal opportunities. New movements emerged, challenging old systems and redefining society. The civil rights movement had opened the door. Now, others were walking through it. Part 6. The Fall of Hope. But the decade also carried darkness. Assassinations shook the nation. Martin Luther King Jr., Robert Kennedy. Violence spread. Riots erupted. And the war in Vietnam showed no end. By the late 1960s, hope was fading. The 1960s began with a dream of a better, fairer America, and ended with a country divided, disillusioned, and forever changed. But one thing remained. A generation had proven that voices matter, that protest can change history, and that even the smallest act can spark a revolution.